Surrey's got 6 town centers, and one of these areas keeps attracting serious buyers despite a cooling market. In this video, I'm breaking down everything you need to know about Cloverdale after 23 years of selling homes in Surrey. And by the end, you'll know exactly why buyers are betting on this neighborhood even before the SkyTrain opens. So, Cloverdale's main street core has earned that official heritage recognition for that character. And while every other city center is racing to go vertical, Cloverdale's keeping that small town core that first put Surrey on the map. This area is one of Surrey's town centers, and the city describes it as the historic center with a distinct main street. And this is where Surrey's story started, with that classic small town feel that really sets it apart from other parts of the city. Now, places like Surrey Center are all high rises and modern development, but Cloverdale has kept that heritage character, which is super nice. The town center sits at Highway 10 and 176th Street, close to the Surrey and Langley border. So you're technically in Surrey, but you're also right next to Langley, which gives you access to both cities without being buried deep in one or the other. And that means you're not stuck dealing with just one city's roads and services. You've got options. And those options, they matter day to day. So you're about 15 to 20 minutes from White Rock and the beach. You're about 15 to 20 minutes from that Peace Arch border crossing if you're heading into Washington State. And roughly about 35 to 40 minutes downtown in light traffic, via Highway 1 or Highway 99. You're close to a bunch of places without living right on a major freeway. Now, here's one big thing about that location. There's 3 SkyTrain stations planned along that Fraser Highway that are gonna serve Cloverdale and the area around it. We're talking about stations at 184th Street and 190th Street that will be within a quick drive or even a decent walk for a lot of Cloverdale residents. Construction is well underway and the province is targeting late 2029 for opening. So if you're buying here today, you're buying into a future rapid transit corridor before it's fully built out, and that can be a big deal for long-term investments. Once that SkyTrain opens up, you'll be able to get to Surrey City Centre and then all the way to downtown Vancouver without sitting on Highway 1 or Highway 99 traffic. So that mix, historic core plus future transit access, gives Cloverdale an edge that most Surrey neighborhoods can't really match. All right, now let's talk about what you actually get living here day to day. Quick note before we dive deeper, if you're weighing Cloverdale for your family or you're thinking about a move in the Surrey area, I help lots of buyers and sellers navigate this market every single day. So if you need a trusted real estate agent, reach out to me. My contact info is in the description below. But let's get back to it. So here's what catches people off guard about Cloverdale. You're expecting the usual suburban basics, maybe a park and a rec center. And then you get here and it's brand new ice arenas, regional event spaces, and a downtown where you can actually park once and walk to a few different stops. It's really nice. The Cloverdale Recreation Center is kind of the main hub. It's got gyms, a fitness center, spaces for youth, seniors, and families, all in one modern complex. So if you got kids that need programs or you're looking for activities or you just want to hit the gym after work, we've got you covered here. And it's open long hours through the week, so you're not fighting for time slots like you might be at some other facilities. And residents also use parks like the Cloverdale Athletic Park and the Cloverdale Fairgrounds for sports and big events like the Cloverdale Rodeo and Canada Day. Cloverdale Athletic Park has multiple soccer fields, a football field, ball diamonds, tennis courts, water playground for the kids, and walking paths throughout there. So if your kids are in youth sports or you just want outdoor space, this is a proper athletic complex, not just a little neighborhood park. And the Cloverdale Rodeo, which I just mentioned, is a big one. It's promoted as Canada's 2nd largest rodeo and one of Western Canada's most popular events. And people come here from all over the region. This happens every year on the May long weekend, and if you haven't been, you just need to check it out. This isn't just a small local get-together, but a regional destination event, and it happens right in your backyard if you live here. Canada Day at the fairgrounds is also huge, so you're not in a quiet area where nothing happens. This is a place where community events bring people together multiple times a year. And honestly, this is very important when you're thinking about day-to-day life. There's also some newer infrastructure that really stands out. The new Cloverdale Sports and Ice Complex just opened with 2 rinks and they're already adding a 3rd one. And word is they're looking for a junior team to call that rink home, which was going to add some entertainment options in the area. You've got a brand new multi-rink facility that's going to support hockey, figure skating, and public skates. That's a big draw for families with kids in ice sports because a lot of other areas are stuck with older arenas that are tougher to book and they don't have that same modern setup. This complex just opened in the fall of 2025, so it's brand new, and it's designed to take pressure off the older rinks across Surrey while giving Cloverdale residents better access. Downtown Cloverdale has that heritage Main Street look with, independent shops, restaurants, and services that add to that small town feel. It's not big box retail where you're driving from one parking lot to the next. It's more walkable. You can park once, hit a few spots on foot, and you're done. Another area at the Cloverdale Crossing shopping area, you've got the groceries there at Save On Foods, you've got London Drugs, you've got Starbucks for coffee, Tim Hortons, McDonald's, and my favorite sushi spot, Umami Sushi. If you haven't been there, make sure you go try their spicy tuna roll and their BC roll. Absolutely delicious. Maybe I'll see you there. Places like Cloverdale Crossing and Clover Square Village help anchor the shopping so you're covered for pharmacy, quick meals, coffee, and all that. So for your day-to-day, you're not driving 20 minutes just to do basic errands. You can handle most of it within a few blocks of the town center, which is really convenient. And for education, Cloverdale has lots of top-rated schools serving the area with a full K-12 path right in the community. So yeah, families living here have solid local options without driving across town or stressing about being far from everything. Schools like Cloverdale Traditional, George Greenway Elementary, A.J. McClellan, I do lots of work around there. They all serve this area, and their performance indicators generally sit around provincial norms on third-party rating sites rather than the extreme top or bottom. So they are good schools. And all this adds up to a lifestyle that actually supports family long-term, not just on paper. And like I say, that foundation directly affects what buyers are willing to pay and how well properties hold value. Now let's take a look at this. Imagine you're a first-time buyer and you're looking at condos in the low 400,000s to low 500s, or you're a family, you're looking at detached homes in the $1.1 to $1.5 million range. Cloverdale's got both ends covered, but here's what most people miss. The market's treating those two property types totally different right now. Housing out here is a mix of both old and new single detached homes, newer townhomes, low-rise condos, especially closer to Fraser Highway and up in Clayton. So it really depends on what you want. You can get an established home on a bigger lot with more character, or you can opt for something newer, modern home on a smaller lot with newer finishes. Nice options, right? In terms of the overall mix, about 40% of homes here are single detached, and the rest are townhomes, duplexes, and low-rise condos. So you've got variety, and this is important because different buyers at different price points can actually find something that fits. A lot of the newer stuff was built after the year 2000, especially in the Clayton Heights and West Cloverdale areas. And the downtown core and surrounding neighborhoods still have those 1970s to 1990s homes on larger lots. So you're not just looking at one type of neighborhood here. It's a few different pockets. Now let's talk numbers, and I'm giving you ranges based on recent sales and board stats. Recent stats put detached benchmark prices in Cloverdale in the 1.3 to 1.5 million range, with townhomes in the roughly 700 to 900,000 range, condos generally starting in the low 400s. So if you're looking for a detached home, you're in that high 1.3 to mid 1.5 range for a standard family home on a normal lot. Well located, renovated, or larger homes on bigger lots can push the price over 1.5 and up into the low to mid 2 millions. And on the other end, you got smaller or older homes on more modest lots that might come in around 1.2 million to the low 1.3. So there's a good spread there depending on the home and the lot. And townhomes are sitting around the low 700s to low 800s, and those condos are coming in around the low 400s to 500s for mini entry-level options. Most 3-bedroom townhomes right now sell in the mid 700s to high 800s, with a bulk of recent sales in the mid to high 700s. And if you go newer, larger end unit, double garage, those can rise in the low to mid 900s. For condos, you're looking at the low to mid 400s for 1-bedroom units, with most 2 bedrooms falling between the high 400s to mid to 500,000-600,000. So you've got entry points whether you're starting out with a condo or you're moving up into a town home or you're going for that detached home with a yard. Now here's what's really interesting about the market right now. Detached and attached are not moving the same. Attached homes have been in the balanced market territory recently, and it's getting help from that future SkyTrain and the town center planning that's going on. Detached homes are more of a buyer's market. That being said, detached homes have cooled off quite a bit compared to the peak, which is good news if you're a buyer that has a budget and you want to have some more like negotiating room. So townhomes and condos are seeing stronger demand and less price softening than detached homes, especially if you're anywhere within reach of those future SkyTrain stations. Buyers are looking ahead and they're betting on that transit access because we've seen what happens when rapid transit actually opens. But attached homes are still moving well because buyers are willing to pay for that future transit connection, and the walkable town center improvements are coming. And you've got to check it out because it's not just talk, there's real planning behind it. The city has a plan to keep the heritage character while adding more density and services around that core. They're preserving those heritage storefronts on 176th Street. They're encouraging new buildings to fit that main street scale. And they're focusing on new housing types like townhomes and low-rise apartments within walking distance of the downtown core. Planning like that can really support long-term value. And here's another long-term driver that a lot of people don't know about. The province and Fraser Health are building that new Surrey Hospital and BC Cancer Centre right in Cloverdale at 180th Street and James Hill Drive. This is a major facility with roughly 168 hospital beds, a second emergency department for Surrey with 55 treatment spaces, and a detached cancer center with 54 chemotherapy spaces. Construction is well underway and is expected to open around 2030. So Cloverdale isn't just the historic center of Surrey. In fact, it's becoming the site of a major new healthcare campus. That's a big long-term driver for the area. When you look at these numbers, you can see how buyers are weighing Cloverdale against other Surrey options right now. You're paying for the amenities, the transit future, the hospital, and that historic character all in one package. Cloverdale brings together history, amenities, and price points that really show how in demand this pocket has become. The most desirable label holds up if you want small town character with big city transit options coming soon. If you're serious about Cloverdale and you want to see what's available before other buyers, send me an email at info@moteam.ca. I'll go through the current inventory with you and tell you what's exactly worth your time and will help you land in the right area for your goals. And if you want to see how Cloverdale in the downtown area has changed over the years, I'll put a link to a video here with me and Clint from our team, who's lived in Cloverdale since he was like 4 years old. We walk around and show you what's changed in the downtown over the past 30 years. Take a look at that one. It's a pretty cool video. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.